You're listening to the Bourbon Nerdz podcast, episode Lethal Weapon, featuring Kayl Bryant, a.k.a. The Lethal Weapon, a.k.a. Ninja Turtle.
Ninja Turtle. I like it.
Oh, man.
So,
Real quick, if you were a Ninja Turtle, which one would you be?
So in my match that I just had, I was Mikey, but I think I would have to be.
that's why I said that.
Yeah, I think I'd have to be probably Leonardo.
Okay.
My man.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Raphael guy over here.
Well, welcome back, everybody, to another exciting episode of the Bourbon Nerdz podcast. We are sitting next to one of the baddest men in the Texoma area. Really excited. Looking forward to this episode. Kayl, well, how you doing, man?
I'm good, man. I appreciate y'all having me on. Excited to try some bourbon with y'all.
Absolutely. So Matt, Matt has his son's in one of your classes. He was like, y'all should interview Kayl. And I'm like, that's a great idea.
Yeah, and then I got added to this group chat, and they're like talking, and I'm like, what's going on,
Yeah,
guys?
I didn't have a chance to talk to Garrett, so he had no clue what was going on. And I'm like, dude, let's do. Honestly, I've heard nothing but great things about you, just
Thanks,
like
man.
what you stand for and stuff. Not to toot your horn or anything, but you have a good name for yourself. I think you're building a great thing in our community, helping people, protect themselves and be the best version of themselves. I think we can all get behind that, right?
I appreciate it, man.
Also, cool name. Like, not everybody's named Kayl. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How
I know
healthy
it's
are
fun.
you? No,
Yeah, that's my parents doing, not mine. But
Hey, no, it's cool. It's like, everyone, there's a million Jonathans or a million Codys,
yeah, for sure. My parents were planning on naming me Britton, and then they switched last minute, which I'm thankful they did. I don't like the name Britton. No offense if anybody on here.
Yeah,
I mean,
sorry
that's
for all the Britain listeners out there.
There's also
Crushed your dream.
it's also a pretty uncommon name. So,
Yeah.
they wanted to do something different.
My parents really screwed me over though, because the way they spelled it was Kayle. So anytime somebody reads it, they read Kaylee.
Kayl.
Yeah.
And so I remember I'd be in college and I'd be sitting next to this cute girl, and it'd be the first day, and the professor would be like, "I don't care how your name's pronounced, don't correct me." And they'd be like, Kayl Bryant, and I just have to be like, "Oh, here."
It's like that Key and Peele skit. He's like,
Yeah.
"Hey, you're on."
Kayl, and what club are you in?
Yeah, so I spell it just Kayl, but yeah, that's caused a lot of misfortune in my life.
All right, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, just tell us kind of where you're from and where you are from.
Yeah, well, I'm from Antlers. If y'all know
Okay.
where Antlers is, if you don't know, it's
My wife's from Valiant, so we go out towards Hochtown a lot. We
yeah.
actually go through Antlers to get to the where my mother and father-in-law, they bought that Boy Scout camp out kind of in between Antlers and Hochtown. It's
Yeah.
called Camp Dirks. I don't know if you.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, but anyway, so we go through Antlers. It's like 30 minutes from
Yeah.
Antlers. So.
Antlers is a beautiful town for sure. I mean,
Yeah.
there's a reason
Nice.
a lot of people vacation around that area. But yeah, I haven't been there in a while. It's been 14 years since I lived there.
Oh, well, yeah.
So I moved to Durant for college. Was planning on being a doctor, so I went to Southeastern for biology and chemistry. And
I have a biological health science major.
nice. I'm sorry.
Yeah, exactly. Labs.
Yeah.
Guys, a biology major out there, chemistry. You know what we're talking about.
Yeah, but I consider myself basically a Durant native. I mean, I've been here for a really long time, and so this is where all my people are and everything like that.
Awesome. Well, talk to us about. You've got Kingdom Grappling, right?
Yeah.
And are you the only owner? Are you partner? Do you have a
Yeah,
partnership?
so I'm the sole owner. I mean, my wife is co-owner,
Yeah.
but I don't have a partner that's not part of my family.
Got it.
Does that
Awesome.
make sense?
Cool. Well, talk to us. You've got a ton going on. I know you've recently purchased a new property. Hearing a lot of buzz about what you got going on there, classes, you were doing children's classes. Just give us a kind of an overview of kind of what you've got going on and, kind of tell the audience why they should come down and check you out.
Yeah, absolutely. We run a jiu-jitsu and kickboxing gym. We opened a little bit over 3 years ago. And this is actually technically our fourth location in that 3 years because, we just keep outgrowing our spaces. But we have jiu-jitsu and kickboxing for kids, 4 and up. It's been really cool just to see the effect that it's had in our community because we started in, a city with relatively no martial arts background.
Yeah.
We had some people that did jujitsu. There was some smaller gyms that did it in the area. There used to be gyms back in the day, but from what I wasn't part of them, but from what I was told, they were, pretty rough, more just fighting versus like the art of jujitsu.
The only one I really knew was Gorell's in Medill. It was
Yeah.
karate, and I don't know what all he did there,
Yeah.
but
Yeah, he does, which I don't know him personally, but I know
he's a super
lot.
cool guy.
Yeah, I know a lot of people that speak very highly of him, and so. But they do jujitsu as well, but I think they're mainly a karate school. But I could be wrong. Go check out their social medias for exactly what they do. But yeah, I've heard great things about him. But yeah, we just opened, and it was actually never my intention to open a jiu-jitsu gym. It was just a passion of mine.
Mm-hmm.
I'm actually a civil engineer, and that's what I was doing. And then I just ended up quitting and opening up the gym. And we can get into the story of that.
Yeah,
later
I'd love
if
to hear
y'all
that
want.
story, kind
but-
of like that transition. I think, because
I think that's a good, kind of good transition into like where the passion and stuff came from. That seems like
did it
really
start
cool
with
story.
Ninja Turtles?
No, I mean,
My obsession with pizza, which I don't really eat pizza anymore, but I always saw in the Ninja Turtles when they're pulling it up, like I'm like, oh my god, that looks like the best looking pizza ever.
dude, I always liked Ninja Turtles, but that was just the team. They just picked that outfit, but I was never really able to nerd out on Ninja Turtles because my parents only had like cable. And I was like, it wasn't cable. I'm
I
sorry.
had a bunch
it
of
was
VHS.
I meant it was antenna. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, the antenna,
We just had
got it.
antenna, so I got like Hey Arnold and like Arthur the Anteater. That was like the two shows I got.
Hey Arnold,
Hey, don't hate on
goes
Hey
hard.
Arnold. That hits hard.
Yeah. No, I'm not hating on it.
No, I know, I'm just
I didn't get to geek out on Ninja Turtles like I wanted as a kid. But yeah, I mean, you're talking about passion, where it started. I never grew up doing any martial arts, any wrestling or anything like that. I'm from Antlers. We didn't have anything, so I just played baseball, basketball, football, golf, stuff like that. And when I graduated, I was really good at baseball, and I was decent at basketball, but I just really enjoyed competing. Yeah. And so once I finished high school, I was good enough. I maybe could have played at like a smaller college for baseball, but not good enough to be like anything worth being. And so I didn't pursue it because I had planned on going to medical school. But whenever I got out of school, I didn't really know what to do. So like I just started like competing and just whatever I could find. And then it just kind of turned into, I didn't really know what else to do. So I just started lifting weights. And then through the course of everything, I graduated at Southeastern with a biology chemistry degree, decided I didn't want to go to medical school, and then went to OU for engineering. And then all growing up, my parents had always been really interested in like UFC and stuff. So they would always like buy the fights, invite people over. And I always thought it was really cool. And my dad was a self-defense instructor for cleat and everything. Yeah. So he knew a little bit about jiu-jitsu, but not a ton, just kind of what they taught in the academy and what he had to teach, which now that I know jiu-jitsu, I know that, they don't teach that much, but, yeah, so I'd always just kind of been around it. And so once I actually moved to an area where there was like a ton of gyms and stuff, it's like, well, I'm going to go ahead and get into it. And so once I was up there, I ended up trying out a class, and it just kind of took over my life. So it was, all I did in engineering school was school, take care of my family, work, and then jiu-jitsu, you know? So, but it was I never had like a desire. It's not that I didn't have a desire. It's just like I was going to school for engineering. So I was like, that was my plan. But it was always just, this is something I love. I really enjoy doing. And so it's something I'll do forever. And then, so that's where I started jiu-jitsu. And then from there, it just kind of turned into this massive part of my life.
Man, that's awesome.
So,
that's good. And kind of,
but
when did, like in that transition, when did it kind of become a dream that you could do something with that?
It wasn't until I moved back to Durant. And so when I was in Norman, I actually helped a buddy of mine open up a gym. Like he was opening it, and then I like helped order the mats. I helped like with construction on it and like kind of the back end on what you would do as a gym owner. And I saw what all he did and everything. And, like I said, I was a big part in helping with it. And so I kind of got to see what it was like to open a gym. And I was like, well, this would be cool. But again, I'm doing engineering. Like I'll just, continue to train and compete in jiu-jitsu just because I love it. And then once I got here, is whenever I really started getting a passion for teaching and everything like that. Like there was another guy in town, and great guy. I just like, he ran a gym, and he had a commercial location, and then he went to his house just because like rent was expensive and everything, but they only trained at night. And so as an engineer, I was working a crap ton of hours. I was working like 60, 70 hours a week, consistently. And so I wasn't seeing my kids a ton. And I'm a big family man. And so
family first.
Yeah, absolutely. And like when we moved here, my oldest son was 3 and my youngest was 1. And so I was like, well, I'm going to spend time with them. So it's like, I'm not going to go do jiu-jitsu at night and just not see my kids. And so it wasn't really an option to train at night at that time. And so like I would start training at 6 a.m. And I just bought mats with just a little bit of money I had saved up, put them in my garage. And then I just started like calling all my friends, in Durant, being like, hey, I need training partners. I won't charge you to train. Like, just come train with me. And I ended up getting about 5 consistent guys that trained with me at 6 a.m. every morning. And we just did that Monday through Friday. And that's kind of just where like me teaching started. And then through the course of all this, I did this for about a year. And then through the course of all this, one of my guys, he's a pastor of Victory Life now. But nice. I don't know if y'all know Derek Hines or not.
Oh, I know who he is. Yeah.
But
I'm not like, I just know it. My aunt and uncle go to Victory Life.
Nice. Derek's amazing guy. You should definitely get to know him. But he's one of my best friends for sure. But he was like, hey, Victory Life Academy is wanting to do a kids program. It's just something extracurricular. And I was thinking about jiu-jitsu. He's like, would you be interested in teaching it? And I was like, man, you know what? That would probably be pretty fun. And so I did it. And we announced it. And whenever we first announced it, it was like, hey, other people could come. But once we actually dove into it, they were like, hey, due to liability, they have to be like a Victory Life Academy student. And so we just did that. And I had about 25 kids like off the bat from Victory Life that did it. And almost all of them fizzled out pretty fast.
Yeah.
But
I'm sure it's not for everybody, right?
Yeah, no. And it's tough. Jiu-jitsu reveals a lot of like inadequacies. And so like
you have to be kind of vulnerable.
Yeah.
I mean, you have to be honest with yourself.
Exactly. You have to accept the fact that like you suck at fighting, like it just is what it is. Nobody is good at it when they start. And so, but I had a bunch of people from Durant hitting me up saying that they wanted to bring their kids. And so I was talking to my wife. I was like, what, we could just like open up a gym here, just do it part-time with engineering. And the plan was just to do kids originally. And then I was like, well, like if I'm taking all the time and money to do this, I might as well teach adults too.
Yeah.
And then we announced it and it just blew up.
That's awesome, man.
And so, yeah, it was really cool.
Congratulations. That's
Thanks.
I mean, doing something you love. I mean, you'll never work a day in your life, right?
Yeah.
Literally. I mean, I'm sure it's hard work. You're coming in with a black eye. But I mean, that's a great story.
Yeah.
Was your wife always kind of into that, or is that something you guys both kind of started to get into together? Or?
No, my wife hated it. She was not part of it at all.
Okay. Ruh-roh, raggy.
Yeah, she despised jiu-jitsu, like especially when I started in Norman. I like convinced her I was like, come on, come do a class. And, which to be fair, she was like consistently pregnant in Norman and like, she was working a ton.
Yeah.
It just was near impossible for her. So even if she wanted to, it would have been very hard. But I would like try to drill things on her. Like I'd learn this new choke, trying to drill it, and she'd get so mad. Like, get off of me. But
funny.
Yeah,
you're still married.
Yeah. Well, she actually trains now. She's a blue belt now, and she's a beast.
Awesome. That's awesome. That's cool.
Yeah, but she started training once we opened up because she's like, well, hey, this is kind of a family thing now. It's like I have to do it, and she hated it for about the first year, and now she loves it.
Nice.
So now she's like, I can't miss class. Like I'm not going to grow or things like that. So it's cool to see how even somebody that hated it can really develop a passion for it.
Yeah, and that you guys that's like your opportunity to bond together.
Yeah.
Same passion. Like that's got to be really important.
Yeah, it's really cool. And
that's
so,
awesome.
So I want to know a little bit about what you're thinking about this bourbon that we're drinking.
Dude, I think it's really good.
Have you ever had Eagle Rare 10?
No, I've only had technically two bourbons that I can remember.
Okay.
And first one was Maker's Mark.
Okay.
And I wasn't the biggest fan of it.
And then bourbon.
Yeah, and then second was Buffalo Trace.
Okay, you can't go wrong with the
Yeah,
Buffalo.
and I like that.
And this is a Buffalo Trace product.
Yeah,
so same distillery.
Same mash bill. It's just older. It's a 10-year.
Yeah.
Is this a rye one or is it wheat
It's a bourbon,
as well?
but it's a higher rye.
Okay,
bourbon.
yeah.
Buffalo Trace's mash bills are kind of secret, so there's a lot of
okay.
speculation. They don't release them, which is one of the only few distilleries that doesn't, but that's how they roll. So
Yeah.
They make some good stuff. Yeah, and it's actually a store pick, so which are a little different. So store pick is basically They do Specs they can have a pick team, or sometimes liquor stores get barrel picks, and then you pick exactly which barrel you like. So they're usually a lot better than the regular offering. But Eagle Rare, I think, is one of my favorite bottles. One of the bottles I kill the most. And then probably you didn't know, I have a brown belt in bourbon. So
nice. I don't know a ton about bourbon, and just out of respect for the podcast, I did a little bit of research before I came on.
You're welcome to ask us any questions. I always think those are really fun.
Yeah,
if you have any questions about it.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's really good. I'm trying to pick up what aftertaste. I just don't have a good palate.
It's a little tea oak note on the end.
I could see that.
If you like tea,
that's
what I usually get. This is a little fruitier than the normal.
I got some cherry for sure on that one. But yeah, I always get a little bit of tea notes from Eagle Rare.
To me,
it's just a nice.
It's just a great pour. It's like cherry, a little bit of caramel, tea, and a hint of oak at the end.
Yeah. I feel like I can get those now that y'all say it.
Yeah.
I think that's usually how it works. Like you kind of hear it and you're like, oh, okay, I get that.
Yeah, and I think maybe that's just a placebo effect, but
maybe
it might be.
I'm getting some chocolate.
I'm sure you said earlier. Chocolate, butterscotch, caramels, brown sugars.
Yeah.
I know you said earlier you don't drink a whole lot. I think bourbon's a really good out. There's a great community in bourbon, which we were talking about before the podcast started. I mean, you can just have a sip of bourbon and enjoy it. You don't have to get sloshed or anything like that. We recommend people obviously always drinking responsibly, but it's nice sometimes just to have a sip. It's just especially this is a good pour. So
yeah, I just love enjoying things that other people are passionate about. So it's like if you ever, I don't know if y'all have ever smoked cigars. If you drink bourbon, you probably do. But it's I'm not a big cigar person. I'll do it, but it's really cool seeing people passionate about it. It's a really good cigar. Sure. It's I'll smoke cigars with people and stuff, but it's just cool seeing people passionate about things, and then you get to enjoy that passion too, and just kind of. I think with anything, it's really cool.
No, I agree absolutely, and that's something we're super passionate about, and we want to be a part of this community. That you're a part of the fighting kind of community. We're wanting to grow this bourbon community. Whiskey's about bringing people together and sharing that passion and learning. That's why we thought it'd be really cool to have you on the podcast. I mean, you're doing not only some amazing things in the community, but you're a beast. I've watched a couple of your fights. I've talked to some friends. I've done your classes and stuff. I'm like this dude's you just look like a normal guy, but you could literally kill both of us right now.
I don't know. 2 at 1 would probably be hard, but
give me more bourbon. We're gonna drink a Wisey.
Yeah,
you do have a deadly weapon in your hand.
Yeah, absolutely, a glass.
That's true. I don't.
So where do we got so many questions?
So usually, kind of the midpoint is sports stuff. Do you have some favorite sports teams? I know you said you're from OU, so
yeah. I used to love OU. I used to be a diehard OU fan. I like getting fights with not fist fights, but verbal fights with people at school about OU versus OSU or OU versus Texas.
Good pokes.
Yeah, and yeah, exactly. And I used to be that way, and then I started training, and then it was I went to OU Texas twice, and I think for me, I got so almost annoyed with the fans. Mm-hmm. It's seeing these 50-year-old men worship 18-year-old football players, because of their skill, and just act completely belligerent because of things. And so for me, that kind of just turned me off as far as a big in-person spectator or fan. And then going to OU made me even less of an OU fan too, because all the football players were just so arrogant. They were just so they expect
an athlete thing in general, man.
Yeah. It's just they had this God complex. Anywhere they were, it's they felt they should have been worshipped, and for me, that was just a big turnoff for me. And so and then getting into fighting sports, it's really all of my attention has transitioned from watching ball sports to watching fighting sports.
Okay.
So you watch a lot of UFC and stuff?
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite fighter?
I have people that I like. One guy I really like is Beneil Dariush. He actually just fought, but not because he's an amazing fighter. I just I think he's a really interesting person, and I'm a believer, he's a believer, so it's a lot of what he believes I can align with. So it's cool. Okay. It's cool getting behind somebody that you think is similar to you, and watching them compete.
I'm
or
going to put you on the spot. Who do you think is the greatest UFC fighter of all time?
Greatest? As far as like pure skill, I think John Jones has got to be it.
Okay.
But he's just made a mockery of his career. As far as like best, like the best way they handled their career probably could be, just because went through and just dominated, everybody in the UFC. As far as most entertaining, probably Connor.
Dude, I like Patty the Batty.
Yeah, Patty's pretty entertaining.
He's pretty entertaining.
Yeah,
he is pretty good.
For sure. He drives me crazy in the fact that like he completely blows up off of camp. Dude will put on a crap ton of weight.
Yeah, he's eating I got my like Reese's with like all this for the after. He's like, I eat like a pig in between.
But he seems like a really good guy. I've seen he obviously sells shows, but like I've seen a lot on social media about him just in everyday life, and he seems pretty awesome.
Yeah.
So
I also really liked the technical aspect of fighters like George St. Pierre and Leo Machida and those guys. That's kind of the era I grew up watching UFC a lot of, and man, those guys were just like insane. Like they're not gonna go out and knock you out a lot, but they're gonna really grapple you and
absolutely
try to choke you out and stuff.
Yeah, GSP is probably my favorite fighter of all time. I was talking like current when you were asking my favorite.
No, that makes sense.
But yeah, I think GSP is awesome. And GSP has a really big jiu-jitsu background too. Yeah. And so it's cool. But I mainly I watch a lot of UFC, but I mainly watch just jiu-jitsu, which you kind of have to be a practitioner to watch jiu-jitsu matches because it can be pretty boring if you don't train. But I really enjoy watching just jiu-jitsu.
Can you just kind of walk, because obviously I'm not an expert in fighting styles, but can you kind of walk us through the some of the main differences from like jiu-jitsu from other fighting styles like karate and
absolutely. So jiu-jitsu is all about grappling. So if you take, which y'all both watched some MMA,
popping a bottle.
And y'all can give me something else to try too.
Jack 10 year.
Jack 10's good. And
just a little. I don't want too much. No, you good. I'd rather try like a few.
We'll do little baby pours.
Yeah.
I almost poured a Garrett pour over there.
I'm a social drinker, so I barely ever drink. So when I do drink, I can drink like one beer and have like a hardcore buzz.
Okay, well, I'm going to give you a lot less moving forward.
Yeah.
Drink responsibly, everyone.
If you want Cody to drink some of that, he can.
Yeah.
No, this is fine. If you're listening, he filled it all the way up. What is that? 4 ounce
He's
pour?
like, now you just chug it.
It's like a half ounce.
That looks like 4 ounces to me.
Yeah,
I don't know what
we'll
you're talking about.
Good luck.
Yeah. No.
Calling your wife. Come pick this guy up.
Yeah, I could walk home. It's not too far.
Yeah, I'm just messing with you.
Yeah, that's a plus.
All right. So we were talking about different fighting styles.
Yeah, so you've both watched MMA, and almost everybody in the States has watched at least one MMA match. But if you take the striking out, that's jiu-jitsu. So if you take away the kicks and the punches, it's jiu-jitsu. And the knees and elbows and stuff like that. But knees
and toes.
Yeah. Well, the goal of jiu-jitsu is both people are standing, fight starts on the feet. You're looking for the takedown. Once you get the takedown, you're looking to establish some sort of pinning position, and then you're looking to submit from there.
Okay.
And so jiu-jitsu is fantastic as a base for fighting because it's not intuitive. If I told you to punch my hand and I held up my hand, you could punch my hand, and I could take 99.9% of the people on the street and they'd be able to punch my hand. If you get into a fist fight on the street, it's just who's faster and stronger realistically. Now, training does matter in striking, but you can have somebody that's just a freak athlete and just land a lucky punch and knock somebody out.
Yeah.
But grappling is completely different, if I told you to choke me with your legs, you wouldn't know what to do, and especially if I'm choking you with my legs, you have no idea what to do. And so jiu-jitsu is all about grappling and submission. And then you have your more traditional martial arts like karate, taekwondo, aikido. And realistically, those can be okay, but they're all kind of a joke. You know what I'm saying? And that was proved just whenever UFC first started. That was the reason the Gracies started UFC, was to prove that all other martial arts suck.
No, that's true.
Now I think there are martial arts that are really good. You can have some people in karate that are really good. You can have some people in taekwondo that are really good. But as a mass, it's usually like, hey, you know, they're giving 8-year-old kids black belts in Taekwondo. Like, you know, those, you know, unathletic kids that, you know, have been training for 2 years and have a black belt usually wouldn't even want to fight like at recess. You know what I'm saying? And so, but like striking martial arts that are really good is like boxing and Muay Thai or Dutch kickboxing, you know. And then just another is just wrestling, you know, pure wrestling is also phenomenal. Judo as well. Yeah. But yeah, what sets jiu-jitsu apart is just it's all grappling, you know.
So how did you, like, there is a lot of fighting styles. So like what gravitated you towards jiu-jitsu?
I think just the intellectual aspect of it, you know,
like mental chess almost.
Yeah, and I'm a big chess like nerd. I really like chess, and so jiu-jitsu is basically human chess, you know, like every response has like a certain number of pathways that it could take. Like if I'm in, I don't expect y'all to know this, but if I'm in mount, like there's a few things that I know that you're going to do, and I can start laying out pathways based off of your response. Like if you turn and start giving me your back, I can start looking to take an arm bar. I can start looking to take the back. I can start looking to do different things, you know? And so, like all about jiu-jitsu is how can I put you in dilemmas to where you give me what I want, you know? So,
that's cool. That's
so
cool.
you're a fan of the Queen's Gambit?
Yeah.
Great show.
Yeah. It was originally, I think like in real life, it was about a guy though, right? And
I think she was a real person. I'm not 100% sure. I like watching chess stuff. Like, who's the guy who's like the famous chess
Magnus.
guy? Magnus. Yeah. Like, I love watching. Like, he's just, I don't know. Like, he's cocky,
a character.
But he's cocky, but it's like, I don't know. He looks like he's having fun. And him and there's the Asian guy.
That just beat him.
Well,
there was a
it's like his really good friend who's like number 2 in the world. I can't, but they're always like messing with each other and stuff, and they're doing like couches, like sitting doing podcasts and just messing around. And
so now you've had Eagle Rare, now you've had Jack 10, both 10 years. Which one are you gravitating towards?
I think I like the Eagle better, but this has like the aftertaste is so different. Again, my palate's terrible, but it's almost like a sour taste at the end.
It's a little sour oak, malted. You kind of get a malted barley.
So the thing about Jack Daniels is they slow filter their whiskey through charcoal.
Yeah.
And so like, and so the sour taste is probably like the banana note that people pick up.
Yeah.
Nice. I mean, it's good.
So it's
I definitely like it.
I mean, it's way better than like old number 7. Like nobody wants to drink that.
Yeah, it just feels a little more bitter to me.
Yeah.
You know.
And it could be some of the oak presence on there too.
Yeah.
And sometimes you'll pick up that oak. Yeah, like people always are like, oh, I don't like old number 7. So they don't want to try the other Jack stuff. But Jack actually makes a lot of really good stuff.
Yeah. That Jack 10's got 7 more proof than the Eagle Rare. So it's 97 proof versus 90 proof from the Eagle Rare.
Yeah, I could pick up that there's probably more alcohol in this one for sure. But
it's just a little bit, but sometimes that proof makes a difference in the flavor and stuff.
Yeah, the complexity.
Sure. Yeah. I definitely am pulling some butternut squash and
butternut squash. That's a new one.
Holy cow, dude! He's already going to turn into a bourbon nerd. I love it.
He's going to go to Big Daddy's this week and be like, all right, what do I want?
All right, you guys ready to dive into some fighting movies?
Oh, absolutely. I'm a huge movie guy. I don't know if you noticed, I have all these movie tattoos all over me. So I'm a
no,
huge
I did
movie
not
nerd.
notice.
Yeah,
can't stand them, really.
Chucky,
I mean, they're kind of hidden, aren't they?
I got Chucky. I got Killer Clowns from Outer Space. I got Jack Skellington as.
Oh, nice. So a horror buff is what you are.
Yeah, I also have the Ninja Turtles, but they are horror icon. Like it's like as horror icons.
Nice.
I got Charlie Chaplin. He's cool.
Okay.
Yeah, but I do have a lot of horror. But I'm just a movie fan. Actually, my degree was film and video production.
Is that Pikachu in a ghost suit?
Yep.
Nice.
Pikachu in a ghost outfit.
All right, let's do the great debate. What's the greatest fighting movie of all time?
Ooh, I'll let you.
Are we going from like a
nostalgia aspect or truly?
I don't know, just what is your favorite fighting movie?
I mean, I love Kill Bill. Like those movies are great.
Yeah, mine has to. I've got 2, I think, and I actually wrote
Kung
these
Pao
down.
Enter the Fist.
No, mine are more modern. But I think like my 2 have to be Warrior, which is a
that's
a good one.
Dude, that's a good one. That's
It's
super
a
underrated. I think.
Tom Hardy's so good.
Yeah, it's awesome. And then I don't know if y'all have seen Cinderella Man. It came out in like
with Russell Crowe.
Yeah, it came out in like early 2000s. It's
been a long time, but
that's a good one as well. But
Fight Club.
Fight Club's a good one.
I don't know, Edward Norton.
But did they ever actually fight? I mean,
I don't know.
They do a little bit.
They do.
Yeah, I think Meatloaf gets down there and fights some people.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just love that movie. So I don't know if it's the best. I mean, like Raging Bull's really good.
Oh, I love
Rocky's
Raging
good.
Bull.
I mean, if you look at those from that's kind of a boxing.
I feel
movie.
like Rocky's like the basic white girl answer, though.
True.
Yeah.
That's fair.
I'm like Rocky 4. At least the Russians are big and bad.
Yeah, no, that's true. That's true.
So I wanted to get your opinion on like a movie like Never Back Down, because I actually like that movie, but I'm like, I don't know how accurate this stuff is in this movie.
So I actually put like my favorite movies and then my guilty pleasure movie.
Okay.
And so like favorite movies were Warrior, Cinderella Man. I don't know if y'all have seen It Man.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. It's really good.
Dude, that guy's insane.
Yeah,
I don't know if I've seen that.
and then Here Comes the Boom is very underrated.
I don't like Kevin James.
I used to watch King of Queens all the time.
Yeah,
so
I don't.
Yeah.
It's just like, so I think Adam Sandler tried to replace him as the Chris Farley role, and he's just not.
Yeah, no, he's not a Chris Farley.
He just kind of rubs me the
It's
wrong
not.
way
It's not that
sometimes.
you don't like him. You just don't like that he's not Chris Farley. Yeah. No, I get that. And then Born a Champion is a newer one. It's about like jujitsu, but that's a pretty good one too.
I haven't seen that one.
Yeah,
I haven't seen that either.
Yeah, it's about this dude that's like losing his eyesight, so he like can't fight anymore. But he like teaches jujitsu like before jujitsu was even popular. And then like he ends up getting in like this big fight. I won't spoil it. If
What
you
was
ever
it
wanna
called
watch
again?
Born a Champion.
Born a Champion?
Yeah,
Okay.
it came out in like 2020, I think. But
Okay.
it's a
Nice.
pretty
I'll
good
have to check
movie.
it out. Yeah.
It was like a low budget film, but it was done pretty well. But my guilty pleasure movie is definitely Never Back Down.
That's a good one. I think it's.
That's a good one.
Yeah. Now I will say I have not watched it since I've started training, and so like I don't know.
It has been a while for me.
You don't want to rent it. You're like,
Well, like I could go back and watch it and be like, oh, this is ridiculous. But I remember being like a high school age kid watching that and being like getting pumped up, you know.
Is there any movie that like pops that you watch and you're like, this is totally unrealistic? Other than like Fast and Furious, like we know those are not realistic at all.
Yeah. So I was actually wanting to talk about this because one of the most popular, I feel like if you ask people what their favorite fight movie, it's almost always Bloodsport.
Bloodsport's a great.
People say Bloodsport. So
Jean-Claude Van Damme.
with that being said, yeah.
With the blade coming out.
Oh my gosh, man. It's so dramatic. But I remember my dad like watching it when I was a kid, and I came in at the end whenever the guy threw the stuff in his eyes, and I was like, oh, okay, cool. Like he's fighting him blind, whatever. As a kid, I thought it was cool. And then literally like 2 weeks ago, I couldn't sleep one night, so I was just scrolling and I saw Bloodsport, and I was like, okay, I'll watch this. I'll see what it's like.
It's a classic.
Let's go.
It was so hard for me to make it through the movie. It's like the fights were just terrible. It's like so unrealistic, and like it was actually hard for me to watch.
What about like the newer Mortal Kombat? I feel like they had some pretty cool fight scenes.
You know, I watched it, but it's tough for me to remember. It was like it was like one of those movies that was okay.
It's fun.
You know?
I just thought the Scorpion Sub-Zero fights were really cool.
Yeah, the storyline between those two.
Yeah.
It just there was the movie was so close to being like good. The rumor is that the viewings of Mortal Kombat 2 is coming out later on. It's like people gave it a standing ovation. It's supposed to be amazing, but
really, it's all about Johnny Cage though, right?
Johnny Cage is in it. I don't know
if it's still. I think it still has.
Which I like Carl Urban.
The Sub-Zero thing going on too in it.
I thought it was actually
he plays a big part
Johnny
in
Cage,
it, but I'm not sure the whole storyline. I've tried to.
I was a big Mortal Kombat fan, like
video games.
My life. Yeah, well, I lived in a house here at Southeastern with like we had like this big house with like 10 guys in it, and we would like. The big competition we had in the house was Mortal Kombat.
Oh, nice.
And so we played for socks. I know that sounds weird, but like we were so poor, we didn't have anything.
Yeah.
So
I lived at college. Ramen noodles, man. I'll have to tell you about my college goulash recipe.
You should. But like we would just be competitive. And so we would bet people their right sock, you know, in a game. And so like you go play a game, and if you lost, you had to give the other person your right sock. And it sucked because, you know, have all these mismatched socks now.
Yeah.
But like in my room, I would just take all the socks and tack them up on my wall. So, but we would
get your trophies.
Oh man, we would get so competitive over Mortal Kombat.
That's like, awesome.
Punch a wall if you lose.
Yeah, I used to play Mortal Kombat quite a bit. Second one was really good.
Another one that kind of comes to mind, which is random. It's not really but like The Matrix.
Yeah,
Matrix has a lot.
I love The Matrix. I'm a big
it's one of my favorite movies of all time. The first one.
Yeah, I never really thought of that as a fighting movie, but yeah, it really definitely is.
Yeah, especially when they're in the simulation, they just teach him how to fight, and he does a little.
Dude, I think of that all the time. Like I'll be watching instructionals, and if you don't know what an instructional is, it's literally just like a video of someone teaching a technique in jiu-jitsu. There's so much to jujitsu, like it's, but they have these instructions and I'll be watching them and I think all the time, like, how cool it would be if I could just plug into the Matrix and just download this into my brain.
Dude, that'd be sick.
So it's so hard acquiring skill in jujitsu, and so
that
would be.
You could just download it, man. That would be great. Maybe we are in the Matrix. We just we haven't figured out how to download things yet.
Do you feel like there's a movie out there that like represents jujitsu the best?
Yeah, so that's why I like that Born a Champion.
Born a Champion.
It's like legit, like fighting. Technique is awesome. Honestly, Keanu Reeves and John Wick does a really good job.
John Wick was the one I couldn't think of earlier.
Yeah.
Made Blanton's popular, that's for sure.
What was it?
He drinks Blanton's, and so it's another Buffalo Trace product. It's kind of made it an iconic bottle.
Nice.
So it's one of those terror bottles people chase.
Really blew up after John Wick drank it.
Nice. Yeah,
it's a beautiful bottle.
Yeah, he trains jujitsu and he does it specifically for. But like, I think those videos are pretty accurate to. And I mean, which I'm not a big like firearms like genius or anything, but I've heard people say that even his shooting styles are pretty like realistic. And
I think he trained with Navy SEALs. If I remember watching some of the combat videos and stuff, so that stuff's supposed to be legit.
Yeah.
And the guy that directed John Wick was a stunt man, so he knows a lot of
cinematography and stuff. Or just
give me something else.
Yep, I'm gonna give you what I'm drinking, which is Michter's US 1 small batch, which
nice.
Becoming one of my favorite distilleries, and I'll do a very baby pour.
Whoa! No, I'm just kidding.
Another Garrett pour over there.
Jeez, that's like how many ounces is this bottle, or is this like
I think the
whole
full
glass
thing is like 3 or 4.
Yeah, so it's right under the brim. So what?
It's like a
3 ounce pour.
That's the most baby pour I've ever poured somebody. He's already crying over here, guys. The Bourbon Nerds are already submitting the brown belt jiu-jitsu.
Listen. I pull out my drunken fighting style.
So you've been doing jiu-jitsu for a while, and you're a brown belt. Like, is it? I'm guessing it's a pretty egregious, or not egregious, but pretty crazy strenuous process to
belt
intensive, however you want to
compared to like karate and stuff.
Yeah, belts in jiu-jitsu are very hard to obtain. Like, I think 99% of people that start jiu-jitsu don't even make it to blue belt, which is the first belt. Oh
wow.
Yeah, and so it's like typical belt progression is 2 to 3 years per belt.
Okay.
And so.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
And then the brown and black, right?
Yeah, it goes white, blue, purple, brown, black.
Okay.
Now there are some like older schools out there that add a belt between white and blue, but those schools are usually jokes.
So how are you working towards your black belt? I'm assuming.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So how long before you were able to?
I actually just got my brown this year in January.
You got a couple 2-3 years.
Yeah, I'm not really like stressed to try to get my black anytime soon.
So who decides? Like, is there just like a thing out there that says this is what you have to do to get it, and then you apply for it, or how does that work?
No, so people just pray to the jiu-jitsu gods, and when they say it's ready, it's
Well,
there's a temple you go
gods,
to.
I expect my black belt in the mail.
We're not worthy.
I'm gonna order from Amazon.
Well, just because it's interesting to hear like someone who owns their own jiu-jitsu company.
Yeah,
and like I'm just curious who gives you the belt.
He likes Michter's. That was a good. We got the eyebrow raise and everything.
That's good. It's a little sweeter.
Yeah, it is a little sweeter.
Yeah. Traces of mushroom and
mushroom and peat
mushroom
grass.
coffee.
So belt is actually a thing that's like really argued over like all of and I'll nerd out a little bit over all of the spectrum of jiu-jitsu, because you kind of saw this with karate and taekwondo, where like you had this commercialization of it. And that's kind of where I think karate and taekwondo have just like really downgraded and everything. It's like they were just giving belts to make money. Like, like we got to keep the students coming back, keep giving them belts, have them pay for belt tests and stuff like that. And so you kind of watered down the sports. And so, with jiu-jitsu, there's not a set regulation of, hey, you need to know this move, this move, this move, and this move, and you're eligible for this belt. It's really at your instructor's discretion. So you see a lot of difference in academies, or gyms, where one gym has this standard for a black belt and another gym has maybe this lower standard for a black belt, because there's like when I was a blue belt, there was black belts that I was just trashing. You know what I'm saying? And that should never happen.
No, absolutely not.
And that's not a testament to my skill as a blue belt. That's just a testament to that. Like, this guy probably shouldn't have been a black belt, you know? But everybody has some people have curriculum, like they expect you to know these certain number of moves. Once you get to brown and black, like there's so much to jiu-jitsu, you can't really have like a checklist. But the biggest thing is time and skill, you know? And so like, typical time, like if someone's getting a new belt in like 4 months, you know, it's like, okay, something fishy's going on, you know? But like the biggest thing is like, how are you comparing to other belts when you compete, you know? So like competition, that's why competition is really important, because it's like, you're seeing like, okay, do you actually have the knowledge and skill to be like at this belt level, or are you severely underskilled here, you know? But long story short, there's not a set standard. It's just at the instructor's discretion.
So, okay. So you have an instructor you go to, and then they decide who.
Yeah. So I've got a guy that promotes me. He runs a gym in Yukon. So, but yeah, I mean, I'm at that stage where my training is all up to me. It's like all of my learning I do from videos or my own individual training or like watching my own rolls, etc. And so, but I'm in no rush to get to a black belt. Like I'd be perfectly happy staying at brown belt for 5 years. Like I don't really care about the belt that much. I just enjoy the sport and just competing.
I think it's still kind of a cool accomplishment to get there.
Absolutely. I mean, they say you're more likely to walk by a murderer on the street than you are a black belt in jiu-jitsu. So like it's a very rare like occurrence to be a black belt. You know? I think I could be messing up the statistics, and I'm sure they're different now, but it's like, I think like 0.01% of people that start jiu-jitsu make it to black belt, you know?
No, I could probably see that. I mean, you said 90% of people don't even make it to blue.
Yeah.
That's kind of crazy, but
yeah,
it's tough. Like in the day and age we live, and not to go down this road, but I'm going to go down this road. People, if they're not good at something immediately, they just, it's quit. Like, I'm going to quit. I'm going to quit playing this. I'm going to quit this job. I'm going to quit this video game. I'm going to quit. Yeah. I'm going to quit this marriage. I'm going to quit this life. Like,
yeah, I see that a ton, man. Like our retention rate is really bad just because it reveals your inadequacies, you know, and people make excuses. And the hardest part is like, it's not like a game of basketball where you go and get beat and then it's like, oh, I got beat at basketball. Well, it was my teammate's fault. You know, it's like,
this is individual.
Yeah. Well, like whenever you come to a class, and I'm not a massive guy, like I don't look super tough, you know, it's like, oh man,
but he is.
I appreciate it. But you know, I'll have a guy that's 250, very confident in himself, like athletic, works out at the gym, all that stuff. And then like, he'll come roll with me and he can't do anything. I sub him 5 times in a roll. And then like, dude's like, has to face the fact that he's, either that a fluke happened and I just got lucky and he was having a bad day. You know what I'm saying?
Shouldn't have ate that popcorn that day.
Yeah, exactly. Or that he is inadequate in his ability to defend himself one-on-one, you know? And that's usually what, you know, kills people. And so it's like, they might make it a month or two and then they're like, man, I'm just tired of getting beat up, you know? Yeah. So they quit coming. Now, we try really hard at our gym not to just trash people, you know, like we really help people learn and grow, and it's not just constant humbling, you know, but at the root of it, like you're going to get beat in jiu-jitsu and people just, they end up just making excuses and just don't come back.
Yeah. So
you know?
Anyone that's thinking about joining a gym or learning jiu-jitsu, what advice would you give them?
Yeah. So I think in general, just, it doesn't even have to be jiu-jitsu, just fitness. Like if you can set small obtainable goals, you know, like that's usually the thing that I see people succeed in. Mm-hmm. So like if I have somebody come into the gym and they're like, I'm going to train until I get my black belt, like I almost always guarantee that person's not going to continue. Like they'll train 2 months and then I'll never see them again. But if I have someone say like, hey, you know, I just want to lose a little bit of weight and jiu-jitsu seems like a fun way to learn some self-defense and, you know, work out. So, you know, and I'll see him lose 10 pounds. It's like, okay, nice. Now I want to like compete in a competition, you know, and then they like compete in a competition. They're like, oh, nice. Like, okay, I've been training for a year. I want to get to my blue. And they get to their blue. And then, you know, it's like, if you can just set small obtainable goals in anything, you know, it makes it so much easier. Same thing with like, if somebody's like, hey, I want to run a marathon, you know, and it's like, they just go and try to run a marathon. They're not going to make it. But if they're like, hey, you know, I want to start, like, I want to make a 10-minute mile, you know, and just push towards little things.
No, so, I think it's really good advice.
Yeah, I think that, and then just like, not making excuses, you know, like the biggest excuse I get from everybody is like, I don't have time.
Yeah.
You know, and that is a lie. Like, you'll make time for whatever you want.
Yep,
you know,
absolutely.
I know people that are like, when I was doing engineering, you know, I was working a ridiculous amount, and I chose to wake up at 5:30 a.m. and do 6 a.m. class like every morning, you know, because I loved it and I wanted to. Like, I have people all the time that'll tell me, like, even my students, they're like, "Oh, I just didn't have time this week to come to class." Like, okay, did you watch TV? Well, yeah. Like, how many hours? Well, I don't know, 7
on
hours.
Your phone all week?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, let me see your screen usage on your phone. Oh, okay, you were on Facebook for 4 hours this week. Like, okay, you had time. You just, it's easier to take the cop out and say, like, oh, I don't have time.
Yeah, absolutely.
Know? So
I've used that excuse before, unfortunately.
Yeah. I mean, it's not just with jiu-jitsu, it's anything.
Yeah, no, absolutely. No.
Like,
I think that's really good advice.
Yeah.
Setting small, attainable goals. Give yourself some motivation, right? Especially when you're learning something as difficult as jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
Where you're getting crushed and submitted every 5 seconds.
Yeah, it's just hard. Like, but the cool thing is you get to the point where it's like, you're not just getting smashed all the time anymore. You're actually starting to understand, like, hey, this position, or, you know, submissions from here, or whatever, you know, it gets to the point where you're actually playing the game and you're not just getting beat up. You know.
Do you have any? Because I do a neat and balanced segment on our normal episodes. Do you have any advice, like fitness advice for people?
You said you do what?
It's called Neat and Balanced. It's a segment I do. I usually give tips, like
nice.
So, I like health and fitness tips.
Yeah, health and fitness tips and stuff. And like Neat and Balanced is all about like being able to eat foods and live life and still try to be healthy. So that's what I try to do, because I fast a little bit, but then I, try to eat healthier, try to get protein in, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. So what exactly are you asking?
Kind of like, do you have, like, you've been obviously staying physically, like you have to be in peak physical form, right? To teach and
as much as possible. Yeah.
Yeah. So like, do you have any tips or advice for someone wanting to get in shape? Or
I think it depends on your goals, but I think as far as like staying healthy, I was thinking about this today, but, again, just like setting small, obtainable goals, right? If I have somebody that comes to me and says like, "Hey, I want to lose 200 pounds," they're usually not going to do it, But if it's like, "Hey, my goal is to lose a pound a week," like that's a good obtainable goal.
Yeah.
And then like having a short memory is a really big deal. Like back before I got into jiu-jitsu, I kind of got into like, I was doing like bodybuilding stuff without actually like competing in bodybuilding.
Yeah.
But it's having like a short memory if you mess up. Like a lot of times when people mess up, they just choose to go off the deep end. Oh, I had a bad day. I ate cake. I drank wine. Like I didn't do my workout. I didn't do this. And so it's like, all right, well, forget it. And then the next week they just go and, just go off the deep end.
Yeah.
And so having like a short memory when you mess up, setting small obtainable goals, and then like, going along with that small obtainable goals, like not trying to reach for the moon. Like so many people, when they try to get in the gym, they're like, I've got to be in the gym 7 days a week for 2 hours a day. It's like, no, if you're not able to make it to the gym, just do 50 push-ups.
Yeah.
Like you'd be surprised the workout you can get just from 100 burpees.
Yeah.
Like it takes 10 minutes to do 100 burpees, and it's one of the toughest workouts you'll do.
Yeah.
It's like,
it's true. Burpees are tough.
Yeah. It's just,
when you're doing that many.
how can you set like small goals just to like make yourself better? And then lastly, like have some sort of motivation, because if you're trying to be fit so that you can walk when you're 80, like that's a really like far motivation to have out there. So it's like, for me, I've always used like sports or athletics as a reason to eat well, to, get in the gym and work out and stuff like that. Because it's like, okay, I've got this big jiu-jitsu match coming up that I want to do well in. Well, I've got to dial in my diet. I've got to make weight for this. I've got to get my strength up so I'm like peak physical condition so that I can compete the way I want to, So if you can even just find a hobby that gives you some motivation, in the short term, pickleball, I want to be able to play a little bit longer, or golf, I want to be able to, play, 36 holes versus 18 or whatever.
So let's get a little more specific. What is a typical day for like your breakfast, or what do you eat during the day to kind of stay fit and healthy? Like,
yeah, my schedule has gotten terrible right now because I'm working on renovation on the new gym. And so it's like, I'm working about 60 hours a week there and then about 50 hours a week at the current gym. Man. So like, but I love it. I mean, I enjoy it all.
Yeah.
But, like on a typical day for me, I burn so many calories a day that I honestly don't have to worry about the amount of calories I put in. It's like eating too much. For me, it's can I get enough?
Yeah.
You know, so my caloric intake is going to be drastically different than somebody that works a desk job. Because back whenever I was tracking my heart rate all the time, I was burning like 3,600 calories a day, which is an insane amount of calories. Yeah.
Jet engine over here.
Yeah. Well, it's just like I'm usually training twice a day and then like working out as well 3 times a week. And so the amount of torture I'm putting on my body is usually pretty rough. So I have to eat as much as I can. So like for me, I'll usually try to eat like a 10-ounce steak every morning to just try to get like a ton of collagen and protein. And then I love ice cream, so I eat a lot of ice cream.
I love ice cream too. Do you make protein ice cream?
So I bought a Ninja Creamy.
Okay.
And it makes really good ice cream.
I've heard I was watching a lot of those protein ice creams that people are making. A lot of people recommend the Ninja Creamy.
It's awesome. Which I have to be really careful on protein because I can't have any artificial sweetener because I'm allergic to it.
Oh, okay.
And so it really limits the supplements I can have.
Yeah.
But like for me, my dietary like lifestyle is not going to be really similar to anybody else but a lifestyle like mine. But back before I was doing this and I was working civil engineering, I would usually just try to be consistent with like, you know, at the end of the day, it's really hard to lose weight or know where you're at calorically without tracking macros.
Yep.
And so that's usually the part that throws most people off. But
that was on my top 5 things I wish I would have done sooner. On my last episode. So.
Yeah, it's really tough because you have to just be super disciplined in it.
Yeah. But the more you do it, the easier it gets, and you kind of get to a point where it's not perfect, but it's way more accurate than not doing it at all. And just guesstimating. Just like I wasn't realizing how many calories I was adding to my diet with just using olive oil.
Yeah.
Like I'm not saying don't use olive oil, but I was not measuring it, so I was like 300 calories I was adding.
Yeah, it's
to
crazy.
A meal, just trying to saute the pan and stuff. Yeah.
Butter and dipping sauces add a ridiculous amount of fat. You know, like just ranch, you know, like if your fat is set at, 80 grams of fat a day and you have 2 tablespoons of ranch, you're at like, 15 to 20 grams of fat.
Just eat the honey mustard, guys. And with hopefully lower sugar honey mustard. But
no, I mean, I've always had a relatively fast metabolism. So like one thing that would really help me when I was trying to lose weight is I would take, egg whites. So you can buy, this might be gross to y'all, but you can buy pasteurized egg whites. And
I always have a carton in my fridge.
And you're probably not going to like where I'm going with this. But you can buy pasteurized egg whites because they pasteurize it so it removes all the bacteria. Mm-hmm. And I would pour about 8 ounces of pasteurized egg whites. I would add like half a cup of oatmeal and then like, whatever flavorings I wanted. So if like you wanted a banana or peanut butter or whatever. And I would drink that as a breakfast for the morning.
Holy smokes.
So like blend it and
just
drink
blended it raw?
Yeah. But it's pasteurized. So
it's pasteurized. It's not going to get sick. I'm just, but still, I can just
left it in your fridge overnight and did oats overnight.
And so sometimes I would do that as well.
Yeah.
But for me, I liked just the convenience of like just downing it, So like that was always a really good meal for me because there was no fat in it. There was a good amount of carbs to get my day going, and then there was a ton of protein to start hitting your protein goals. Because everybody knows hitting protein goals is the hardest, especially without trying to supplement a ton of stuff.
I got to go back. Yeah. So we were talking about being poor in college. So I mentioned college goulash. So when I was going to Oklahoma State, I'd get a box of not even Kraft mac and cheese, but the same box. Mac and cheese, can of tuna, and ranch style beans.
I hate goulash. That's one of those meals that I hate to eat.
I don't understand it. It's like noodles and tomato sauce.
Yeah.
No, this one isn't tomato. Just mac and cheese, tuna, and ranch style beans. I'd use the ones with jalapenos.
That's disgusting. Tuna.
Hey man, it actually tasted decent to me. Like I wouldn't eat it today, but that was something I lived off of, man. Because you kind of got your fiber, you got a little bit of your carbs from the mac and cheese, and your protein from the tuna. I mean, what do you got to do?
That needs to be you need to have a gratitude meal once a year.
Just revisit that.
Just remind yourself where you came from.
Next time I make it, I'm going to stop by.
I'm good, man. My mom used to make goulash, and it's like, thanks, man. I love, going with the Knob Creek now.
Knob Creek 12-year, yeah. One of our favorite bottles.
What's the most expensive bottle you'll have?
Out of all of them?
Yeah, I'm just curious.
George T. Stagg goes for. I mean, secondary or regular. It's like a $200 bottle.
I would say MSRP. Like MSRP is probably your
my purple top. Willet purple top store pick. I have the Camp Nelson F. I think I have was like 300 MSRP.
Jeez.
So I don't know. I've got like a pretty sizable collection.
What's the most expensive bottle you've ever bought?
George C. Stagg. It was like I paid not secondary, but I paid a good amount for it. It was
I sold some bottles to buy that bottle, so I did get a George C. Stagg. It cost me. I basically traded, but it was like I ended up getting $650.
Yeah, we don't want Garrett to get divorced, so we're gonna.
No, I traded. I didn't give any of my money.
He did trade.
So can you trade like a half drunk bottle? Or a half empty bottle, or does it have to be
it's
unopened?
tough. It depends. Like, it has to be a really good bottle to do those kinds of things.
Yeah.
But no, usually once it's open, it depreciates the value quite a bit.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
You do see people that don't like a bottle and they'll trade or sell it or something. Some people will buy it because they may like it, and you get it for half the price. So
I like the Snob Creek a lot. It's probably my favorite.
nice. There we go. You might have a Jim Beam. So this comes from the Jim Beam distillery.
I feel like I'm getting vanilla from this.
Oh yeah, absolutely. You're getting we call it Snickers in a glass. So you get a little peanut. Can you smell the peanut shell? A little caramel. You got a little bit of nougat and a little bit of vanilla and caramel.
Yeah,
it's a good. Yeah, definitely a lot of vanilla.
12 years, you get the oak. Kind of gives you like kind of that campfire kind of.
Yeah, I was gonna say some broccoli as well.
Broccoli and cheese.
I gotta get all my vitamins.
Flintstones kids.
Yeah, I think gratitude meals are important to remember like what you came from. You know.
Yeah,
like,
absolutely.
You know, mine was always ramen noodles, and then just
I love ramen noodles.
Yeah,
I can't eat those anymore.
I
really?
can't. Still, my daughter loves them.
Too many.
I don't eat them much, but
yeah, I had a ton of those, and then. Second one was just like microwave nachos, which I'm sure everybody did this, just chips and cheese in the microwave. Yeah. And then third, we used to make biscuit pizzas. So it's actually really good. I'll make them for my kids every now and then. But you take a buddy of mine in college showed me, but you literally just take a biscuit, tear it in half, and then you put marinara, some cheese, and like a single pepperoni. And just put it in the oven, and it makes these biscuit pizzas, and they're phenomenal.
Holy cow! I gotta try that.
But that was
biscuits. I made biscuits. My daughter wanted me to make her biscuits, so I made biscuits for breakfast, and then I had a smoothie.
Ours was
it's delicious.
Ours was like cinnamon toast,
I made that a ton as a kid too. Yeah,
you just white bread, cinnamon,
white bread, butter, cinnamon, sugar.
I still make cinnamon toast all the time.
It hits, man.
I haven't made it in a long time. That was like my grandma's thing. I need to make that for my daughter.
I love cinnamon toast. Like I'll be.
I should have brought that bourbon. We have a bourbon that tastes like cinnamon toast.
Oh, really? I would have loved that.
Not even. It's RD1. It's the green label. Not even exaggeration. Yeah. I almost brought that, but I'm like, man, I don't think you'd like that. So next time.
Cinnamon toast is my late night like guilty pleasure. Especially if I don't have ice cream in the freezer, I'm like, okay.
Yeah. The older I get, the more lactose intolerant I am. But I love me some ice cream.
I can tear ice cream up,
dude.
I probably eat 2 bowls of ice cream a day. I'm not exaggerating.
I'm right there with you. What's your favorite ice cream?
There's so many good ones. Right now, my favorite ice cream to eat is, which I'm not a big Freddy's fan, but I'll go to Freddy's and they have like chocolate custard.
Oh yeah,
and you'll have don't get like the brownie fudge one, but like literally just do chocolate custard and brownie, and they blend it together, and it tastes just like brownie batter, and it's delicious.
So, guys, the moral of the story is stay as active as you can and eat whatever the hell you want. I'm just joking.
Hey, man, that is a big perk of.
He's like 20 McChickens from McDonald's.
No, I don't eat McDonald's. I can't eat McDonald's.
I want 100 chicken vaginas.
There's enough Mexican restaurants to get you some.
I know, right? Sure. Can we get a decent?
I'm not the biggest McDonald's fan, but there is like a nostalgia with.
I don't eat McDonald's anymore.
I had a person growing up that I was really close with, and we would have the bacon, egg, and cheese biscuits.
Yeah.
And so every now and then I'll go get that in an iced coffee or something. But
the most like unknown gem that McDonald's has, and I'll eat it to this day if we're in Texas.
Cherry pies that they don't have it anymore.
No way. They had that s'mores one that one time that was really good.
Oh yeah.
I never had that one.
You never had the s'mores one?
Yeah, it was really good.
I don't go to McDonald's.
That, and I'm getting off topic here. But
you're good.
But the chocolate toaster strudels. I don't know if y'all ever
I've
had.
Never had that.
It was like a limited time.
They had that at McDonald's?
No.
Oh,
just they had like chocolate toaster strudels.
Oh, okay. I thought you were talking about McDonald's.
No, they were amazing. And
I
then
didn't eat the cherry toaster strudels.
I had the strawberry.
I'm just not a big on the fruit ones. Like the chocolate was legit.
Well, they have the Nutella Uncrustables. Have you had those?
I bet those are
dude.
delicious.
Those honey ones, Crustables, those are legit.
Yeah.
I ate quite a few Uncrustables.
I bought some for my daughter. She's like, I don't like honey. I'm like, let's try it. Sounds good. And I was like, man, these are delicious.
Yeah, she's probably complaining it didn't have crust, right?
Yeah.
Bro, you take those Uncrustables and you put them in the air fryer for just a couple minutes.
I've heard of that.
It's good because then the inside's still cold.
Yeah.
The outside's crispy and
that sounds
maybe
delicious.
she'd like that.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Try that.
I think it's the biggest scam that Uncrustables are supposed to stay frozen. It's peanut butter and jelly.
I know. I hate it. Like I just leave them out.
Yeah, just leave them in
30 minutes and
put them in the
eat
refrigerator.
them. I don't like them frozen.
I mean, shouldn't they be fine in the pantry though? As long as
You think
I don't
so?
know about all that. Well, is it jelly? Doesn't it need to be refrigerated once it's opened?
so like
Depends on what-
I mean, whenever it's canned, it's not. So you would think
Yeah.
it's like a sealed package as long as they didn't induce bacteria when they were making it, but I don't know.
That'd be interesting to look into.
Back to McDonald's, the most under, the most
Squirrel.
yeah,
Just messing with you.
the most
Bourbon's
underrated
kicking
thing.
in, folks.
Yeah,
No, just messing
exactly.
with you.
The most underrated thing that McDonald's has is they have this. I'm trying to remember what it's called. Steak, egg, and cheese bagel. I don't know if y'all ever
Never
had
had
it.
the steak. and
It
cheese
is-
I haven't had any of their bagels. I have seen them though.
Are you ordering off a secret menu or something?
No, so
No, it's a thing. I
So
saw it.
it's only in Texas.
Oh, okay.
It's not in any Oklahoma McDonald's. So if I'm ever in Texas and it's time for breakfast and I'm not by a Chick-fil-A, I'll go get a steak, egg, and cheese bagel from McDonald's.
What's your go-to at Chick-fil-A?
For breakfast, their breakfast burrito.
Oh, dude, the chicken burrito.
chicken burrito.
With the
Dude,
salsa?
that thing slaps.
It's amazing.
I don't know. I love that burrito. I
I
agree.
When I
It's
lived
a guilty
in,
pleasure for me.
Yeah, when I lived in Norman, that was the only thing I ate for breakfast if I went out. It's just so good and it's
Yeah.
cheap and it's got great
it's
flavor and the
delicious.
salsa is
and it
delicious.
doesn't taste like fast food.
No.
You know what I mean? Like I'm sure it's not super healthy. They probably put in chemicals, whatever else, but it's got to be like it doesn't taste like a fast food burrito.
Yeah, it's so good. But I'm telling y'all, if you're ever in Texas for breakfast,
All right, I'll
McDonald's
try it.
steak, egg, and cheese burrito. It looks gross.
I will message you as soon as I order.
I said
that and
burrito.
try
I
it.
meant bagel. I'm sorry,
Well,
but
yeah.
You know,
it
you
looks
say
gross,
that-
but it's amazing.
You say that I worked at Old School Bagel in Norman. I don't know if that was
yeah.
around. Yeah. So I've tried some interesting bagel combinations. So that
Yeah.
doesn't sound that weird to me.
I ate there every now and then.
I
think
ate way
they
too many
they
bagels
got
there.
bought out and changed names. I got to show you a picture of this steak, egg, and cheese bagel though.
Possible. I haven't been up there in a while, but that owner was a little interesting. So
All right. Well, we got to get a little nerdy on the podcast.
Yeah,
so
let's do it.
What you have any? I mean, obviously, you talked about you're a Star Wars fan. So do you have any nerdy hobbies or anything?
Yeah, so I mean, I have a few. I'm gonna show y'all the steak, egg, and cheese
Yeah,
bagel so
I'm
y'all
down.
can judge me. It looks disgusting, but I'm telling you, man, it has some of the best flavor.
Dude, that looks like a gigantic beef patty. Is that meat on the?
Yeah, it's like pressed steak basically. But I'm serious. I hate pressed meat.
Everything's bigger in Texas.
Yeah, I hate like chicken nuggets
I'd eat
and
it.
stuff like because
Okay.
I don't like.
But you love
I don't
this
like
bagel.
mystery meat. But I'm telling you, this bagel's amazing.
Dude, I'm a foodie. And I know McDonald's is not like a Michelin star restaurant, but I'm open to try anything once, just about. Unless it's
if you try it and you don't like it, let me know and I'll Venmo you.
No,
what
you
the
don't.
price is. But yeah,
like, hey, I need my money back.
hey, I'll pay.
That's
you.
the worst thing I ever had.
I'm willing to stake my reputation on McDonald's steak, egg, and cheese bagel. And I don't even eat McDonald's. so,
Challenge accepted.
Yeah.
Nerdy hobbies.
Yeah, nerdy.
What
So
you got, man?
We talked about chess. Like I love chess.
Yeah, I don't think it's nerdy,
Yeah.
but I guess kind of maybe.
I think it's probably nerdy. Just because typical person doesn't like. Okay, I feel like it's the cool thing to say you play chess. You know,
Yeah,
but
that's fair.
most people that say that play like with their grandpa once every year. It's like
Yeah.
I play probably 2 to 4 games a night. You know,
Oh,
like
wow.
I do it when I go to sleep. Like you know, it like helps me go to sleep. And
Nice.
so like I like chess quite a bit. Now with that being said, I suck at it. Like I'm not good at
yeah,
chess.
no, me too. Like
I just enjoy playing it. I don't like I don't nerd out on theory or stuff just because
that was the thing. So one of my buddies, Dan, his name's Dan English. Actually, he's from England. We've done some Europe trips.
Yeah.
We do train rides, whatever, which I highly recommend if you're ever traveling to Europe. If you can take a train and go somewhere to do a train, we would just drink Kronenberg and play chess the entire time.
Yeah.
That's all we did. It was fun. We just had a blast.
Dude, no, that's cool. Yeah. That Star Wars, I'm a big Star Wars nerd.
That's awesome.
My uncle introduced it to me when I was, super young, 4 or 5. I remember watching Star Wars, and I've just always watched Star Wars and nerded out on it.
Who's your favorite kind of Star Wars character?
Oh, I don't know if I have just like a favorite.
What about a favorite Star Wars movie?
Yeah, you're on this.
Which one do you think is the best Star Wars movie?
It's okay. We won't judge you.
No, I'm thinking.
If you're a big Jar Jar Binks fan, it's fine.
Yeah.
Honestly, I'm a big fan of the Jar Jar as a Sith.
That was my theory. It makes sense. And I think
if you rewatch them all,
I really think he had that intention, and then Jar Jar got so much hate, and he was like, "Oh, I can't do it. I can't go through with that."
I think my favorite movie, just because as a kid, I loved it so much, was A Phantom Menace.
Darth Maul, man.
I loved Darth Maul as a kid. I think it was so cool. And it was really cool watching all the animated.
He's one of the coolest.
Yeah.
I mean, Sis and the entire.
One of the coolest character designs for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, especially seeing his development in the Clone Wars and everything as well, And then he's in Rebels also. But I think Darth Maul is really cool. So I always enjoyed that.
Okay. Yeah, absolutely. Darth Vader is I think both of ours are Darth Vader. So.
See, I mean, I love Darth Vader and all the theories that surround him.
Yeah.
Because he ended up being the chosen one, essentially.
Yeah. But with that being said, I feel like everybody says Darth Vader. So I almost want to be a rebel and not say Darth Vader.
You're trying to be a rebel, man.
Yeah.
I just like Sith characters. I don't know.
Oh, absolutely.
I'm all about the bad guy. I don't know.
Well, that's what makes it cool.
Yeah.
If
Darth Maul's really cool.
I mean,
I got to meet Ray Park. He's really cool. And he's still, every time he does those events, he's still doing the double lightsaber and flipping around and stuff. Like, dude, this guy's got to be in his 50s.
Yeah,
He's out there just flipping around still.
That's sweet.
Yeah. Now, I will say I am not a Comic-Con, deep into it. I've never been to a Comic-Con.
I go to,
I'm not going to point fingers, but.
Now, with that being said, I have no issues with it. I think it's really cool. And I would go, if I probably had the opportunity, if I was in a location and they had it. But
yeah, absolutely.
I go to Fan Expo in Dallas. I go to Texas Frightmare in Dallas.
Yeah.
I don't go to San Diego or anything.
For me, I just really enjoy the universe of it. All the storylines, all the hidden knowledge behind it and everything. So I really enjoy it. But there's that. I also really like Dune. I think Dune is another one. Which, the argument is, Star Wars originated because of Dune. So
and actually, fun fact. I've told the story a few times.
Yeah,
so
but tell it again.
My teacher in school was a producer. He produced the Godfather films and he produced Apocalypse Now. He did a lot of movies with Francis Ford Coppola. Yeah. And so they were good friends with George Lucas because they did some stuff on American Graffiti, which was his first movie. And or it was the movie he did before Star Wars. I don't know if that was officially his first movie. But anyway, he always told us this. He told us this story in class, and he was like, and George got us all into the car, and we're all big 6'4" guy. And actually, he went to OU. He was an engineering guy, and his story is really cool. But he said, he took us in this car. We went 2.5 hours. We're like, where the hell are we going? What is this guy doing? And just stops out in the middle of nowhere. It's this little arcade. And he pulls up and he goes, all right, this is my next movie. And it's a pinball machine called Star Wars.
Nice.
I don't understand what that means. And so nobody knew what he was talking about. And so and I don't know. There could be some things with Dune and all that, but that story always kind of stuck with me because I thought that was really cool.
I'm sure he was inspired by Dune.
Well, I mean, how could you not be inspired?
Yeah.
But
it's an insane storyline.
He just loves Sting.
Did you like the new Dune movies?
I did. I'm not the biggest. I've read some of the books. I'm not the biggest fan of
book to movie.
No, actually, I thought the book to movie was fairly accurate. I'm not the biggest fan of Frank Herbert's writing style.
Okay.
Because they say like his writing style is like symbolic of sex. Like it's a really big buildup and then it's just over. And like, you know, which that's his writing style. I just hate that. Like I like the big drawn out. Like I would be cool watching a 30-hour movie. You know, like I want all the details. I want like all of it.
The Snyder's cut.
Yeah, exactly.
7 hours later.
Exactly. I was one of the first people to buy the Snyder's cut. And so
that's awesome.
Yeah, but
he breaks it down for you so you can use the bathroom and stuff at least.
Hey, you know,
this is a good. He's like, this is a good stop, a good place to pause real quick.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, you know, I'm just nerdy on some of those things.
No, that's cool.
But,
Anything else? Any secrets you gonna share? Any nerdy secrets you're hiding?
See if I wrote down anything else. Legos. That's another one.
Okay.
But again, I feel like that's like
I
feel like that's a popular nerdy thing.
I think it's gotten so one of my clients I support in Columbia, their legal counsel came down for part of our audit, and this dude had a Lego world at his house.
Oh geez, yeah.
And I was like, I mean, just more people I've hearing, and when I was a kid, my life was Legos. Like I'd build. Yeah. I used to build these little robot-looking things and fight them, and create little worlds. So I haven't played. My daughter loves Legos, so I've kind of gotten to kind of relive that. You need to do that with your kids.
Absolutely.
You're kind of like, oh hey, I got you this awesome Lego set, but I want to help you build it.
Well, that's what my wife buys me for like my Christmas or birthday presents is Legos because like cool. I can do it with my boys, and I've always enjoyed it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now I'm not so nerdy that I like glue them and keep the ones that I make.
No, I don't.
You know what I'm saying? Not that there's anything wrong if you do that. For me, I think the beauty of Legos is like consistently creating new things. So it's like I'll build something and then I'll be cool with tearing it down and building new things.
Yep, absolutely.
I had a funny little thing. I watched a video the other day and it reminded me of the Lego thing. But so it was his dad who I guess he does Legos with his kids, right? So he buys this and he's like, I don't want to spend all this money on Lego. So he gets on like Temu or whatever. Yeah. He's like, oh, there's like a Winnebago. I'm going to go buy that. And him and his kids put it together. And
so it's like Lego sets people have already done. Is that what it is?
I think it's just like a cheap knockoff.
Oh, like a yeah.
Yeah, but anyway.
Great value.
Yeah, and he doesn't read the box or anything. And they put it together. And he's like, this Winnebago has got some interesting pieces to it. It's got like little barrels and stuff. And he looks and he's like, I didn't really know much about television. But it was a Breaking Bad thing, and he's like, "Oh, there's little meth things."
Oh Lord!
So he's like, I feel like it was like, am I an asshole for building this with my kids? It's like, I mean, just throw that other stuff away. Yeah. It's still a cool Winnebago.
Yeah, ignorance is bliss.
Yeah. But I thought that was pretty funny because he was like, "Oh my God, we just built a meth lab."
Oh, that's
really funny.
Kids are so ignorant on things, anyways.
They'll think it's like mutation that'll turn a turtle into Ninja Turtles.
Exactly.
All right, so we're closing this out on a Bardstown High Wheat, which if you haven't tried Bardstown, number one, don't sleep on this distillery. I think they're one of the best out there. Number two, this Bardstown High Wheat is a massive competitor to the Weller 107. That's one of the most popular bottles out there. I'm a huge Weller fan personally. I think sometimes they're overrated. They get very high on secondary, but this is a very findable bottle. What do you think of this just in general?
So as far as like my personal taste, it's probably my least favorite.
Okay.
It's probably because you don't like the makers, which is what we do.
This is another high wheat. So.
Yeah, not because it's not good, just because like my palate, I don't like really like bitter, strong things.
Okay.
I like more smooth, sweet things. And so, like, I feel like this one's quite a bit more bitter.
Yeah,
it's
a little bitter. It's got a little cinnamon.
It's a little bit
more spicy for me.
It's 106.
Yeah. That's now, with that being said, I'm sure, like, if you love bourbon, I'm sure this would be really good.
Yeah, I think it's a very good bottle. I think it's a great value. It's like $50 and it's available. And so.
But I'm also not a connoisseur of bourbon.
Hey, you've tried to try quite a bit of stuff today. So, just kind of wrapping some things up, and then we'll give you the last word. Your favorite was Knob Creek 12?
Yeah, that and the Eagle, which it was Eagle what? What was
Eagle
it?
Rare. Yeah, Eagle Rare 10-year, but it's a store pick. So.
Yeah, I liked both of those quite a bit. I thought that they had a pretty good flavor.
Those are two of my favorite bottles. So
yeah,
and they're easily available.
This is not.
Well, the Eagle Rare is a little hot, but this is the Knob Creek 12 is.
Yep.
I mean, Some places, but like you can just go down to
$65.99 usually.
Yeah, it's like $65 for a
70
12-year
bucks,
bourbon.
and it's a good quality bottle for sure.
Yeah, no, I definitely like it, and I'm more of a social drinker, but it's really cool seeing like y'all be passionate about these things. And just being able to be invited into that.
No, thank you for jumping on the podcast. We're really excited to get to know you a little bit better, and we hope that you're on an episode. You're kind of part of our community, and anything we can do to help you. And congratulations to all the hard work. And I know you said you're working like 100 hours a week. So
Appreciate it.
I wish you nothing but the best of success. If you're thinking about getting in shape or learning a jiu-jitsu, come down to Kingdom Grappling and check them out. So do you have any final words for the audience or anybody?
No, I mean, if you're in the Durant area, like I just tell everybody, like, just come try a class. That's usually the hardest thing. Like whenever I wanted to start jiu-jitsu, it took me a year till I went and tried a class.
Yeah.
And I forget what that's like now because I'm so experienced in it, but I'll have people be like, I sat in the parking lot for an hour before I came in. I was so scared, It's like, it's not like that. We have a really comfortable environment. Everybody started as a beginner, so we all know what it's like to be new. So, like, if you want to try a class, just come try a class. Won't charge anything. So,
when is your new location open?
So hopefully towards the end of August.
Okay.
The building was in pretty bad shape, so we're just doing like having to sand floors or just like like a lot of just little maintenance stuff on it. That's just taking time, and it's hard because I'm working full time as a gym owner too. So like on the weekends,
and
I'm just
you have a family.
Yeah, yeah.
so I saw the picture. I guess you posted of your son helping you and stuff.
Yeah.
That was awesome. That was a good.
Turn it into family time. All right, kids, grab a broom.
Yeah, grab a broom and a hammer. We're demolition. It's demolition day.
I mean, they have to, but at the end of the day, that's so good for them too.
Yeah. 100%. Hard work and just learning how to. That's a good skill set too, to be able to fix things and all that stuff. So, all right.
I as a thank you for the bourbon, if y'all want to come train for a free month, I'd love to have y'all. And so
I was gonna say I've driven by so many times because one of my good friends, which we talked about, which I won't mention his name on the podcast. He's asked me not to, but he loves it. So I think it's something I may take you up on. For
I'm
sure.
not trying to make an excuse.
No, make it.
My back is brutal, and I feel like I might, because I actually had to take off this week because just sleeping on a bad blow up mattress.
Yeah,
and I'm really mad because I was getting towards that 10-minute mile I was working towards.
Yeah,
because you mentioned that earlier. It's like, oh man, I did 11.3, and I'm like, I was working, and then my back I had some herniated discs. So I'm just like very afraid of doing any kind of physical thing like that.
Yeah, and I don't think that's an excuse. That's a viable reason. Like
I don't want to be out of commission for a month.
Dude, that's completely understandable. And and that's where we'll get a lot of people that'll do kickboxing. It's like stuff like that as well. And so, but dude, that's a viable excuse. It's not. Yeah, I get it.
Kickboxing sounds interesting.
Yeah, and that's we'll usually have, I've plugged jiu-jitsu a lot, but you have two groups of people. You have the people that love kickboxing and will like, I don't love jiu-jitsu. And then you'll have the people that love jiu-jitsu and then I don't love kickboxing. Yeah. And it's rare that you find the people that love both.
Okay. No, that's interesting. Yeah. It'd be interesting to try to do both things and see if I really...
I'd love to see y'all come out for a month and just try it and see how y'all like it.
And submit me 5 times in a row. And
I'll bring my video camera to see that.
I mean, Bourbon Nerdz Live getting submitted by Kayl.
I mean, I could do that if you want. I usually when new people come in, I'll just like show them what things are. It's like,
just a walkthrough tutorial type thing.
Usually about 1% of people just need to get their ass beat, But like,
I'm sure there is those people.
I'm sure I could use a good beating.
Yeah, like there's people that just need to get destroyed. But for the most part, 99% of people, like they're there to learn. They're not there to be dicks, And so like most people, I'll just kind of show like, hey, here's the goals, here's the positions, here's what we do, So
awesome.
It's not like just this massive humbling experience your first class.
Yeah.
But jiu-jitsu is humbling over time for sure.
Absolutely. Sounds like it.
Yeah, it sounds like it. But if a lot of those people are, backing out after a little bit.
Yeah.
Well, man, this is a lot of fun. You're going to have to come back.
Yeah, I would love to. Anytime.
And congrats to handling your bourbon, man.
Thanks, man. I've got a
non-connoisseur. You're picking up the broccolis and the asparagus now.
the butternut squash.
The butternut squash.
And you handled a couple Garrett pours.
Which, I mean, you didn't pour too much for me. I don't really.
No, I'm just giving you a hard time. So. Awesome. Well, I'm Cody.
I'm Garrett.
And we are the Bourbon Nerds. Thanks, guys, for tuning in. Kayl, appreciate you, man.
Thanks,
Best of luck.
The Bourbon Nerdz podcast is hosted and executive produced by Cody Mills and Garrett Welch. The show is produced, mixed, and edited by me, Ethan Adams. The show features original music by Alex Pitts. You can find the Bourbon Nerdz on all the major social media platforms. Please follow, rate, and review the show on Apple Podcasts or your podcast player of choice. It really does help the show. Please don't hesitate to send an email or message on social media. We love to hear your thoughts, comments, and bourbon suggestions. The Bourbon Nerdz would like to remind the audience to always drink responsibly, know your limits, and never drink and drive. Be sure to check in every Sunday for a brand new episode. Cheers!